It is now 7 o'clock game time. I have updated the Facebook and will be updating the guild forums with basic gaming news. FireFall was launched today. It's a fun game. Apparently, a lot of people who were in Blizzard's development teams went over to form that development studio. It's apparently fun. It's essentially a shooter with MMO components. The Destiny beta is currently over with its phase. Plutus has been very active in that. We have multiple members who are engaged in Archage, and we have multiple active branches. We have some drawdown on our presence in Elder Scrolls Online, but people are very active currently in Wildstar, which is a great, fun sci-fi based game, and there will be some activities and guild events tonight for all the Wildstar members. Let's make sure that they are, by the way, pulled into the channel so that we can have them active for that. Morphine, who is leading the Wildstar branch, is currently on a bit of a run. I think he's doing something in Connecticut. He won't be on until later on tonight. I don't know if JayTee, are you on?
Yep.
You'll be organizing and leading the event, and I think you'll be giving the report on the status of Wildstar when we get to that period.
Okay.
All right. Going forward, we usually do some updates on upcoming games for people who are in the betas. Modius and Scoodles, if you're present and would like to discuss updates on the games you're covering, Wildstar and Archage, and Starcitizen, that would be fine.
Currently, there's not much going on for Starcitizen. It's been pretty quiet. Archage, they just released a major patch and are currently in beta, but we haven't really been following it that closely. Seems like they've taken a lot of elements from the Korean version and imported them to the US version, so it's sort of looking like you'll be paying more, not so much pay to win, but you have an advantage if you pay to a degree.
Yeah, the more they bring in from the Korean version, the less interesting it looks.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Still a decent game, it's just some of the decisions that they're making. I mean, it's still in beta, things can change, but kind of looking less interesting the more and more they bring stuff over.
All right, very good. Obviously, we keep track of all the major games that are coming out there. Any AAA launch we look at in a pretty serious way to make sure it's something that, if it's a successful launch, we'll be involved with. Going forward, for some of the other games that are out there, I do believe they put out an expansion for housing in Star Wars: The Old Republic. I don't know if any of you are still active in that branch. We may or may not be taking a look at that as a fun side activity, but at this point, that's an extremely niche but free-to-play game for those who are interested in taking a look at it. I do not know whether or not they've put in the guild capital ships. That's something that we promised ourselves that we would do way back when that game came out a few years back. Going forward for major launches and more information, our understanding is for BlizzCon 2014, we will be expecting some new IP, some new previously unknown game universe that Blizzard will be launching. We don't know if it's going to be an MMO or whatever else, although I doubt it will be an RTS. They already have StarCraft with the Protoss expansion. They have the new MOBA they're producing. They have the Diablo 3 universe. I don't know exactly what it will be, and we'll have to find out. They already have the card game with Hearthstone, so it's possible it would be another MMO, but that seems to be unlikely. Blizzard is putting a lot of effort into the overhaul for Warlords of Draenor. They have largely completed the new race models, which look great. They have released access to beta. Many of the members here are in it. We've been streaming and producing content for that. Tierless and Rate of Fire will be doing everything in their power to build a strong stream and YouTube team to provide you all the useful information regarding progression, getting to level 100, PvP, statting, glyphing, speccing, and ultimately how to function within Oshrun. So Oshrun is a major world PvP change to the way in which World of Warcraft works. For many years, going all the way back to Burning Crusade, the way in which you would have PvP endgame is from arenas and then later RBGs, which meant that large-scale PvP was a novelty and it was not a true endgame. It was something you did for fun on the side. No longer. For the first time, after 6 or 7 years of lobbying intensely for this, we're finally getting endgame world PvP, large-scale PvP that gives you the best gear in the game. That's what we do. It's a staple of other MMOs out there, going back to DAOC and Warhammer and Elder Scrolls Online, and Guild Wars 2, etc. But now in World of Warcraft, not only will you finally be getting extensive player housing with your garrisons, but you're also going to be able to participate in large-scale PvP involving multiple raid groups for engagements on the Oshran Isle. Now, we don't know what the final capping numbers will be. That's in flux on the beta. There's a lot going on, and there's some blue posts indicating they'll be expanding the zone. But so far, it seems to be similar to a large-scale Alterac Valley, and it provides end-game content for all. This means that even casual players can get out there and do what we do in our pre-mades for Isle of Conquest or Alterac Valley, Tol Barad, Wintergrass, whatever, and be effective. So it's very, very important that people are aware of what we're up to. I want to make sure you're all well prepared for Oshra. That means we're going to be doing more PvP drills. We're going to be much more active with events. I'm going to get people involved as best as possible for this new content. That means that we're going to be looking for people to help out. Yes, it's fine, DJ. We need to make sure that everyone is aware of how to function well within a larger group of people. There's different strategies and different individual tactics in that type of environment. Specs that are great in 2v2 and 3v3 are not optimal for what we're doing in larger scale PvP. So we're going to be working on determining what are the most viable level 100 specs, what is the most optimal way for us to play in those environments. As more people are invited to the beta and the stress testing prior to launch, we'll have a better situation, we'll have an understanding of what we're looking at as far as all of that. Going forward, it's important that everyone understand that this is what we are focused on as an organization. It's our major claim to fame, and it's what we've been doing since way prior to our presence as Ruin in World of Warcraft. Going back to Age of Conan and Warhammer Online, large-scale, well-organized siege warfare is what we specialize in, and finally, World of Warcraft, that's what we're going to be getting. It makes it as mainstream an endgame as anything else. It's as mainstream as raiding, and I want us to be as active in supporting it as possible. I've been linking a thread which has basically the ability to put in feedback. I would like you to be able to contact Tierless with your thoughts on things that would make it better. I'm not going to tell you what to say. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's your opinions and in your years of accumulated experience in PvP which are important here. If you thought a certain bit of content or a mechanic from Alterac Valley or Wintergrass or Tol Barad or any other battleground from any other game you've ever played in would be something that would make large-scale world PvP more fun, if you feel that there should be more people or there should be more NPCs or there should be pilotable vehicles in a more extensive way, then you should be putting that into writing, get those ideas into some sort of intelligible and streamlined document so that we can put this idea forward consistently so that your ideas are read and heard and have a better chance of being implemented in the final release of Oshran. So that's something that's very important. I think, Modius, you had linked to that discussion. I might have it saved here for everyone to look at. This is the single most important thing that has happened in World of Warcraft for a guild like us in the history of World of Warcraft. This is about as big as Battlegrounds being put out. Like, that is the level of change to the game. For those of you who are vanilla veterans, remember just fighting out in Crossroads or doing the Terran Mill thing and then Battlegrounds coming out. That is how significant this is. This is finally giving us a way to have a significant world PvP endgame that gives us the best gear in the game and really legitimizes what we do. Now you can finally say to all the elitist, quote unquote, arena and RBG heroes that, hey, it's just not what I want to do. I'm not really interested in 2v2, and Blizzard agrees with us. We are the core constituency of world PvPers who want to do large-scale siege warfare, where everyone is able to enter in and have fun and participate with us and achieve objectives and ultimately be victorious. So it's a very exciting time. It is extremely gratifying to hear they're finally putting in those rewards for everyone. And I think we're going to be in a very good shape prior to launch of Warlords. We expect the major patch, the pre-launch patch for Warlords, to come out sometime in October around the Halloween event, at which point many of the new talents will be put in place, the new character models will be available, as well as a variety of other upgrades. So it will be the soft launch of the game in all but name. So between now and October, we're going to be moving back into more heavy training. I've limited guild recruitment to level 90s for the main branch. We're going to be doing a lot more PvP and PvP training to get you guys in a better state for that launch, and so that you can ultimately perform better. So expect more Tolbarad, expect more Alterac Valley, Wintergrasp, Isle of Conquest, and World PvP events in general for us to be part of. If anyone has any comments and concerns regarding this forum post, I've linked it down below. It's the Battle.net beta forums. JT, did you want to discuss the event this evening?
Yeah. Basically, in Wildstar, the guild is still growing, and we're doing a lot of cool events tonight. Our Corporal Genova made an awesome jump puzzle on his plot, and the winner gets a month of free game time. And we're looking to do all kinds of cool stuff like this weekly. So if you're interested, join us on Wildstar. Morphine has a lot of trial keys, so you can try the game out. It's a lot of fun. We've got PvE groups running, and war plots are coming soon, so that's about it.
Thank you very much. All right, can I get a report from Red Group leaders? Cargets, is yours full?
39 currently.
Add more.
Alright, Phil. Copy. All right. Follow me. We're going to do a quick run. What's the status with Thunder Bluff?
I'm still en route.
Right.
Sorry, 1 minute.
Right, follow me, guys. We're going to move over to see whether I need to respond. Just follow the column. Stay on your ground mounts. Follow me as we're moving out. Follow the column. Hanzo, I'll get your report on
Loving Heart.
Stormwood.
Loving Heart, you here?
Yeah, sorry.
Do you
Is
have our chaos
Wildstar
in sight?
dismissed?
Wildstar, you are dismissed. Good luck on your event tonight. And if anyone is looking for a game to play, they're bored with WoW, Wildstar is great.